When I first saw the Freedom Wall that we have in our school, I was just so excited because it fits so well with teaching U.S. history to 8th graders, and I really was excited for them to be able to see the different movements going through history on that wall. I really liked how you're able to see that, you know, those colonists wanting to have their freedoms from England and making that statement within the Declaration, and then the center panel of the wall shows the struggles that they had to go through to do that, and then creating a new country with the Constitution and showing the students that progression, and then as they maintain those freedoms, working with the Bill of Rights. And we spend a lot of time studying the Bill of Rights.
Something that provides a very visual reminder of what we are and who we are. That environment is probably one of the more difficult things to create, because you know you can spend all this money in different places, but if you don't really create if you don't really spark the imagination of a child or provide them something that really can help them wake up and see.
Every grade level could find something with regard to the history and the pictures, the photographs, the story itself, and be able to fit it into the curriculum. Just today I had 2nd grade down there with a teacher teaching the kids right in the hallway. Yesterday I had 5th grade in there doing the same thing.
And as I read some of the stories and was reminded again of the leaders that came before us, I think that there are such strong examples of what good leaders are on that board. And one of the goals that I have is to use some of those stories with our students. And I think those are the kind of stories you see out on that wall. People that have passion, believe, the desire to change, even to the point of risking their lives, because those passions are so important. And those are the role models I want the students in this building looking at, so that they have passion for whatever they believe in and willing to go out and make changes. Those are the kind of students we want to produce that can be the citizens that are running our country. And I think the history on that wall is the best example for them to look at and be reminded of what it takes to be a good leader.
Well, I've used the wall in a couple of different ways. I've used it for analyticals with the different types of storyboard items that were on it. You adjust it to what the storyboard says and use that as an enhancement more than an actual final product. Then I also utilize the illustrations. The illustrations, I think, are key for a lot of different things that you can use. You have kids, I think it's important for kids to look for more than just the surface. And so I think in every illustration there's a key point on why everything is in the illustration. So what you do is you want the kids to take a look at it and interpret what they think is meant by the illustration. So if I could focus on one, if you're taking a look at the signing of the documents, that is a really key illustration to see the involvement, what people are doing, who is where, what prominent role do they have, why are they at the center, why are they at the forefront, why do they picture this person signing at this particular point. Those are the kind of things you want kids to analyze and think out. And you can do that with the illustrations, to say what is the meaning behind it, what kind of impression you get of the people in the illustration, and why do you get it, and what was the artist attempting to accomplish in that. And I think that's a key element for analytical abilities for students that really is rarely done.
It reinforces the idea of how can we use our hallways to teach. I can't help but every time I walk past there, the striking blue coat of George Washington as he's standing there at Valley Forge, that jumps right off at the canvas at me. Maybe it's because it's closer to my eye level than it is to the kids, but every day I see that historical figure and get a reminder of, yeah, there's George Washington, he's a leader. And for myself, how am I leading as a principal, and what am I encouraging and teaching?
As we decided to buy it, it was because I knew it would change the feeling tone. And one of the reasons it was put in the location it's at is because I knew every student would go by it every single day.
One parent in particular dropped off a lunch for one of his students and stopped and probably spent about 10 minutes just walking through, looking at all the pictures. And I came upon him, and he was just in awe that we would have that there.
I think it's a great centerpiece to be able to gather the kids around and to be able to explain the process and how we got to be as blessed as we are. To be able to sit them down in front of those pictures and step by step tell the story of how this country became as great as it is.